Hi everyone, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to continue my A Nightmare on Elm Street review series with part 5, The Dream Child. Hey everyone, I hope you guys are having a very spooky day so far. Today we're gonna talk about part 5. Honestly, I don't really know where people stand on this that much. The letterbox average is pretty low, so I feel like people don't like this movie that much, but I'm still interested to hear what you guys have to say. So if you've seen this movie, The Dream Child, let me know down below what you think about it. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I love to hear all about that. And with that being said, let's get on to my thoughts. Alice, having survived the previous installment of the Nightmare series, finds the deadly dreams of Freddy Krueger starting once again. This time, the taunting murderer is striking through the sleeping mind of Alice's unborn child. His intention is to be born again into the real world. The only one who can stop Freddy is his dead mother, but can Alice free her spirit in time to save her own son? So, that synopsis was a lot. And let me tell you, I didn't know what this movie was about at all. Like, I've been going into all of these movies as blind as possible, and when I kind of started the plot, becoming a plot, I was like, oh, so they're going into this. This is where I think the franchise is kind of, how do I say it? Going a little bit too much. They're just running out of ideas and they're pulling things out of places that they probably shouldn't have pulled things from. That's kind of what it looks like to me, because the whole plot of this basically is that Alice isn't the one sleeping, but it's her fetus inside her that is doing the dreaming, and that is what's causing all of this. And I don't know how I feel about that. Genuinely, I like to let the movie sit and my thoughts kind of simmer before I do a review. It's been a while since I've seen it, and I don't know what to make out of it. Like, I don't think I like it, but I also can't really say that I hate it. I just think it's weird. Like, I guess that's kind of what I'm gonna say about this movie. I just think it's really weird. And there's so many things in this movie that happen that I just thought were so weird and strange, and that's a very apparent thing throughout the Nightmare franchise, but in this one, it just feels like so over the top. Like, I feel like this review is gonna sound a lot like my last review, but this one, I think it's way weirder and a little bit worse than the last one, in my opinion. I think this might be my least favorite so far. Let's just get started. Let me kind of break down why I think it's my least favorite so far. But first of all, the tone of this movie was completely off. I think the Nightmare franchise has a good style to it, and each movie has their own respective styles in those movies. But in this movie, I feel like it was trying to do way too much. Like, I'm not saying that the effects were not good, because I will give it points for that. I really like the practical effects, and I thought some of the editing choices were really interesting and cool, especially the one where it was like paper drawn and stuff. I thought that was excellent. But I just feel like there was such an imbalanced tone throughout. Like, we have really gory practical effects, then we have some surrealism, then we have some comedy, then we have some really serious moments. I just feel like it didn't know when to draw the line. Like, it was trying too hard to be too many things, where I think it should have focused. Like, if it wanted to be a really funny comedy, horror comedy, it could have been that, although I don't think that really fits with the tone of this movie. But regardless, I just feel like the movie didn't know where to stand, and I feel like it had a little identity crisis, because with each scene coming up, I just feel like it was a different type of movie, I would say, or like somebody different made each part of the movie, if that makes any sense. That was kind of one of the biggest things that bugged me about this movie, is that it really couldn't stand as like one stylistic film. It felt like so many different things at once, and it was a little bit overwhelming, if I'm going to be honest. I like the continuation of the story, and I will say that I did like Alice a lot more in this movie than I did in the last one, but where did these friends come from? Like, I don't know, these people, I don't remember them in the last movie. I don't really remember them in the last movie. They kind of just showed up, or maybe they were in the previous movie, but they weren't paid too much importance to. But my point is, if you're gonna have a continuation, I feel like maybe have introduced these characters in the previous movie, just because, I mean, I feel like I didn't really get to know them that much. I didn't really get to have an opinion. The only one that I knew of is Dan, and like, oh my god, I was so triggered when he died. Like, are you kidding me? And then Alice pregnant, like, this poor woman. I almost feel like they didn't give her character, though, or any of the characters, enough development, in my opinion. Like, the characters, I feel like they had good enough traits that you could have developed a lot. For example, like the girl where her mom is like always telling her what to eat and how to look, and just all of that. Those are all very toxic traits, and I kind of wish it was explored a little bit more, because I feel like they only did that to match her death, but I wish they would have just gone a little bit deeper into that. And with Alice, I wish there would have been a lot more of like that turmoil, whether she would keep the baby, whether she wouldn't, because she almost does always like accept the baby and wants the baby, and I feel like that's an important character trait to have. But I wish we would have gotten a little bit of turmoil, a little bit more of drama with her character, just because I feel like a lot of it felt like plot conveniences, if that makes sense. Like things were only brought up to just continue and further the plot, but there were no like obstacles between those, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm like making any sense, honestly. I feel like I don't, but I believe a character should have things in their way that, like, you know, don't get them to the end goal. But if she was always gonna keep the baby, I don't know. I just kind of feel like there should have been another obstacle, because obviously Freddy's a big obstacle, but like, just give me more, give me more. Also, Freddy in this movie, he wasn't my favorite in the movie, to be honest. I didn't really like the whole thing with his mom either. I thought it was, I guess, a nice comparison, but I kind of liked how it was left in part 3, in my opinion, kind of just ambiguous, a mystery. I'm a really big fan of mysteries in horror films, especially with these types of like horror villains. I sometimes don't want them to get too deep into the character. I feel like sometimes it can be done in a correct way, but in this case, I don't know, like, just, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Also, going back to characters, I feel like the kill count in this movie was a little bit low. I haven't been really keeping track of how many people die in each movie, but I feel like not that many died in this one. Or, I don't know, I just feel like this movie, again, I'm gonna reiterate that, was just trying to do so much. I literally don't remember who died. Like, I think only her 3 friends died. Her 2 friends and Dan, right? Those are the people that died. You see, that's like not that much. And we didn't even know them that well enough for me to be like, oh my god, no, they died. I don't know. I didn't really care. I do like in this movie, like, every single time the little girls pop up singing the Freddy song, the Freddy's coming for you, and like the white dresses, like at the very end of the movie, she's all happy with her baby and her dad and her friend who did survive. I'm happy she survived at least. And then the girls are there. I like that, and then they come up in a lot of different places too. And I also do want to say that I do like that mystery, because when I was first watching this movie, like I said, I didn't know she was pregnant, so I almost like was just as confused as she was, because when she was dreaming, she didn't understand why, and I didn't understand why. I was like, what is happening? And then we find out the baby. I don't know how I feel about the baby. Like, I just feel like it's stretching the plot so thin. I'm not even gonna be like, oh, it's unrealistic, because these entire movies are unrealistic, but I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I just am not really a big fan of it. I guess my only wish is that the next one is better, because I didn't really enjoy this one. It's not boring. I will give it that. I have yet to see a boring A Nightmare on Elm Street movie, but I just don't think I'll ever rewatch this one. I hope in the next one we have some better characters, some better kills, a better story, I guess, and we stop digging into Freddy's past. It feels like Freddy Krueger is like a cartoon, and not in a very good way. Like, it happens in other franchises. It happened with Michael and Michael Myers. We know he's always going to come back in the next one, but Michael Myers never felt like a cartoon to me. He always felt kind of menacing. You know, there were some exceptions with some really disgusting, ugly masks, but Freddy just feels more like a cartoon character, where like he just does not make me feel scared at all. And I think with a story like this, there could be a lot of potential to make me feel scared, but Freddy, he's not scary. I just almost like laugh sometimes, but sometimes I don't even laugh, because I don't think the jokes were that good in this movie. I just kind of am like, yeah, Freddy. So yeah, I don't really know. I didn't really enjoy this movie. I'm not going to give it my lowest grade, just because I do think some of the practical effects are cool and there are some good things about it, but I'm still going to give this movie a D. I don't really recommend it that much, but you know, if you're gonna watch the Nightmare movies, obviously watch this one, but this is one that I don't think is very good. So before I end today's video, if you haven't yet and you've seen this movie, please let me know what you think about it down below. Let's have a little spooky discussion about this movie, because I'm interested to hear your take on this movie. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed, and Halloween is so soon, and I just can't wait. I literally can't wait. That means my short film is gonna come out very soon for you guys. It'll be out October 31st, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Like and comment, it helps out the channel. And yeah, that's about it for me today, everyone. I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.